When we win, we get it back, then we take it on back to a ladder so unbalanced. It's the Masochist challenge.
Alright, loading in. Another beautiful day on Master Duel. I won't lie, it's been a while since I've been at it. I know I posted a video like 2 weeks ago where I did all of gold, but then I've been getting owned by platinum ever since. So, we'll see how things go. I'm hoping I can get a couple packs, get something worth posting to YouTube, but we'll do what we can. Normal summon guard ghost does look promising as far as my ability to respond to that. Getting a couple of trap monsters. Let's start by killing one of these sets. Elixir. Special summoning itself as a normal monster. Pop in the Ghost Fusion, okay. Interesting. Guess I'll start doing stuff. Not sure that I have a convincing out to that back row, hilariously enough. It's feeling like they might be on a Masochist account as well. We'll see if Behemoth can clear next turn after the attack boost. Shiranui style Solemnity. Okay. Can't negate zombie monster stuff. During the end phase, guard ghost will go back to their hand. Mizuki. Okay. I mean, Mizuki's not going to have anything to bring back from the graveyard, but... okay. They have some kind of trigger. I guess I'll pop the face up. Might as well. Let's see if they're rocking a Max C in the hand or something. Looks good so far. Yeah, let's just get in there. Hopefully no evenly matched. Just gonna play it slow. There's not a whole lot going on that I need to account for. One card is Guard Ghost, 2 unknowns. But if it was a spell trap, they probably would have said it last turn. New spell trap, probably. The guard ghost that we knew about. Okay. I guess Mizuki can bring that thing back. Fair enough. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go into Little Knight if I can, just to try to dodge effects, unless there's a torrential tribute, which would be devastating. Shiranui style Samsara. That will not do anything. So I think we are good to claim our win. 1 duel, 1 win on the day. Let's see what we get for defeating the zombie menace. Ooh, more than I thought. All right, Royal Knight of the Ice Barrier. Not even going to read it. Backup Operator. You can target a face-up monster that a link monster you control points to, special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, return that monster to the hand. If special summoned this way, banish this card when it leaves the field. So, an extender for a Cyber deck, but also removal. Interesting. Mutant Mist could be interesting at some point. Battle and Boxer Sparrer. Pendulum Transfer. Target up to 2 pendulum monsters you control. Place those targets in your pendulum zones. Is there a deck that actually runs this? Well, say it with me, 1 for the pendulum slop deck, perhaps. Asceticism of the Sixth Samurai. Let's check out the hollows. Pot of Duality. That is actually incredible for, the stall deck that is slowly coming together. I can basically run a lower monster count Pot of Duality to grab one of them, potentially. Heart of Gaia. If a level 5 or higher monster card is on the field, you can normal summon this card without tributing. A lot of my cards special themselves. The level of any monster your opponent normal or special summons in attack position is increased by 7, so kind of a soft floodgate. And of course, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can send one other face-up level 5 or higher monster card you control to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. That is honestly not a terrible card. It's maybe the only card from like the Millennium strategy that is, something you might run on its own as like a power singleton. Interesting pack. Really like seeing the Pot of Duality there. Let's keep going. All right, loading in, going second, and we are up against Rengoku for any of you Demon Slayer fans out there. A character who died, and they have the Revenged Slayer as the icon. Pretty funny. All right, so right off the bat, we're seeing a bunch of Millennium cards. We're seeing Into the Void. So I guess draw Exodia, but if you can't draw Exodia, go ahead and make the Millennium Fusion monster, maybe. Tails, please. Thank you. Running a Kaiju as well. Alright, well they have Ankh in hand, so they get a second Ankh. Or they just won't add it. I don't know. Okay, there's the boy himself. Not sure. I don't think I know what card is in hand. Maybe it's the trap card. Okay, there's the trap card. Well, I guess I will Lord, and then I will set, as many things as I can. Good luck to my opponent. Okay, we're just ignoring Lord. Obliterate Blaze. So I do have the negate in the Fog Blade, so I can deal with the Fusion Exodia. Need to leave Lord in hand. Alright. Let's go Punishment. And Tiki Curse. And finally Fog Blade. Might as well get rid of a negate. Go Mulong. Get rid of that guy. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure I messed up a chain link or something. Probably should have just left some things face down. But regardless, for this session, I am 2 for 2, which is a stark contrast to when I was trying to play in Platinum just like a week and a half ago. Let's see if I got anything nice for beating Millennium. Abyss Script. Jirac Stego. Is this one of the new ones? Destroy a card you control, and if you do, send a Dino from deck to grave. Then you can special summon Jirac monsters from your hand and or deck, whose total level is equal to set monster's level, ignoring their summoning conditions. Also, for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon except dinosaurs. And when this card is destroyed by battle, you can return a face-up card on the field to the hand. Not bad, actually, on that last effect. I don't think I have a ton of dino stuff, but that is certainly not a bad card. Alien Mother, Oja Muscle, Dino Wrestler Marshall Ampello, the Door of Destiny, another summon this thing as a monster card, a Light Fiend no less. When an opponent's monster declares direct attack, negate the attack, then special summon it. During your standby phase, while this card is treated as a monster, banish any number of Utopia monsters, inflict 500 damage, blah blah blah. Never gonna use that effect. It's unfortunate that it has to be a direct attack. I think that makes it unplayable, but that is interesting as like a Light Fiend. Gem Knight Amber and Swords at Dawn. Maybe if I'm on Mikanko at some point, this could come up. Target an equip spell card in your graveyard and one appropriate monster on the field. Equip the equip spell card to that monster. Destroy it during the end phase. So if I ever luck into, I don't know, Snatch Steal or something, that could be kind of crazy. But other than that, let's keep it pressing. Alright, loading in, and our opponent has some very serious looking sleeves. I suppose we will start off with the light stage. Oh. You know, that is just one of those things that happens in lower ranks in Plat 5. A lot of people just don't want to go second. Hard to blame them. Let's see if I get anything for that freebie. Miracle of the Supreme King, Staring Contest. When you special summon a monster to the extra monster zone, you can target one monster in your opponent's main monster zone, move that target to their zone in the same column as that extra monster zone monster. When your opponent special summons a monster to the extra monster zone, you can target one monster in your main monster zone, move that target to your zone in the same column as that extra monster zone monster. Maybe if I really went heavy into Mech Knights, that would have some kind of utility. I'm struggling to think what else you might do with it. Eye Contact. Okay. Dragon Carnation. Target a banished dragon type monster and add it to hand. If I get on like Dragon Rulers, I suppose. Raid Raptor Noir Lanius. Maybe that makes the playset of those. Evolution Burst. Subterra Succession. And Arctic Polar Star. You know, I actually like the Space Bear deck. I don't think it's good, but it is kind of fun to mess around with sometimes. This is like the newer level 1 synchro. There's just no chance that I'm gonna assemble enough of the Arctics to make that happen. And even when you play constructed Arctic, it can really struggle, especially depending on the meta. Alright, well, happy to see, you know, I guess the draw spell for Adignisters and some other random stuff here, but nothing too crazy in this pack. Let's keep on going. Okay. Loading in, going second. Starting to be a bit of a theme. But, you know, feeling good with the Fusion Destiny in hand. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Uh-oh, McDonald's Wi-Fi strikes again. Well, it's another freebie. I won't argue with it. The hand was good, though, so I was kind of looking forward to seeing if I could play into their board. Let's see what we get. Lunalite Perfume. Target a Lunalite. Special summon it. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then discard a card, add a Lunalite monster from deck to hand. Definitely a card I'm going to want if I want to see any version of like low rarity Lunalites, if that's such a thing. Gladiator Taming. Live Twin Kiss a Kill Frost, not my first there. Curse the Ogdotic Light, sure. Blackbird Close. Tsukumo Slash. If a monster you control attacks a monster whose attack is higher than itself during damage calculation, your battling monster gains attack equal to the difference between your life points and your opponent's during that damage calculation only. Not bad. I feel like I maybe have a better version of this with Concentrating Current, but that is maybe a more broadly applicable one, as long as you can get a life point difference going. Not bad to have. Parallel World Fusion, so fusion summon an elemental hero fusion monster by shuffling banished fusion materials listed on it into your deck. And the holo is Red Dragon Archfiend Assault Mode. Not one of the good Assault Mode cards, unfortunately, but happy to see the Lunalite Perfume, and, you know, another battle trick is maybe useful at some point. Not bad for a freebie. Okay, so hello? This episode is literally just going to be me going, what? Huh? What's that? Because, like, it's really the duality of Master Duel. Either it's someone who just doesn't want to go second or is bricked or something, and they just insta-scoop, or it's a meta deck that I stood no chance against and is not really worth showing on a YouTube video. Anyway, let's take our additional freebie. While we search for an actual game, we'll get the Super Heavy Samurai Flutist. Phantasm Spiral Power. Good card to have if we can ever get the Pacifist, the field spell. Worm Barsis. Boycottin. You take any battle damage your opponent would have taken from battles involving this card. Instead, if this card battles is not destroyed and you took damage from that battle, return this card to the hand. Okay. Ignite Cavalier. Not bad to have ignites. That might come up in some kind of Pendulum Brew at some point. Heavy Mech Support Armor. Advanced Dark, the Advanced Crystal Beast field spell. Fair enough. And Fairy Cheer Girl, a Fairy rank 4 Xyz. I'll gladly take the additional Spiral Power. Not too much else notable here. Alright, we lost the coin toss, but the opponent is having me go first. I guess I've got like a Soul Scissors play. Perhaps. Yeah, let's get that in the graveyard. I think I'm actually going to go for the Silhouette Rabbit. Can't be destroyed by battle, so potentially that's useful against a go second deck. And we'll do Mimesis Elephant. It's a level 2, maybe Floodgates if they need a certain type for their go second strategy. In all likelihood, I'm getting blown out by like Lightning Storm or whatever. Amazoness Call. Interesting. I was not expecting Amazoness, to be fair. Adding the Princess. Normal the Princess. To add an Amazoness Spell Trap. Well, I do have a lot of Spell Trap removal. Ooh, the Fusion Summon spell. And we're gonna go ahead and rip that bad boy right now. I have no idea where this is going. Fusing off with a Silver Swordmaster in hand to make Amazon Empress. Alright, we've got the Pendulum. And here's the Pendulum Summon. Okay, start step of the battle phase. Let's see if we can sequence this so we can actually pop some stuff. So we need to Chainlink 1 Silhouette Rabbit. Chainlink 2, pop the Fusion Monster. Which doesn't take care of everything because that will float, but so will Soul Scissors. We're going big brain, I think. And then we can kill the queen. Yeah. Okay. Well, that thing is not going to die. But they do get to add back Amazoness Call. Fogblade kind of huge, stops them from battling. Amazoness Hall. Interesting. Let's go for Elf. They'll gain some life points, which is fine. We'll bring back the Silhouette Rabbit. And let's go for Little Knight using Rabbit. And I think we go for the pendulum. We'll also go Codebreaker here. Alright, they will be down to 4 cards in hand. And we know a few of the cards. We know they've got Princess and the Quick Play to add or Foolish. Adding the Swordmaster. I think I'm going to Fog Blade to dare them to use any Quick Play Fusion spell. And that is enough for them. All right, bit of a quick one today, but we're going to go ahead and open up 20 legacy packs that we've somehow gotten, and then we'll open up that final master pack. So looks like we might have some holos to uncover here in the legacy packs. Let's see what we get. Okay, Dragon Gate. I can't say that I know what this is. You can use a rank 3 or lower Xyz monster to summon it. Cool. Once per turn, you can activate this effect. For the rest of this turn, this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. Also detach any number of materials from this card. And if you do, it gains 1,000 attack for each card type detached. And if it does, any monster your opponent currently controls lose that much attack. Interesting, possibly like a good OTK card. Looking through the rest of these, we've got Ignition Beast Volcanon, can pop a monster the opponent controls but needs a machine and a pyro. Doom Dozer, classic bug deck kind of card. Kunai with Chain, also classic. Horn of the Unicorn, kind of classic for bricking your draw phase. Skull Lair, remove from play any number of monster cards in your graveyard to destroy one face-up monster on the field whose level is equal to the number of cards you remove from play. May be useful. What else looks good here? Of course, the obligatory, normal monsters and stuff. Not seeing anything else. Maybe one of you can let me know if I've missed anything from the legacy pack. Interesting on that Xyz monster. Nothing else too notable, I don't think. All right, let's go ahead and see what the master pack looks like. Final pack of the day for taking down tier 37 Amazonis. And we do get an ultra rare for that. So we got Harpy Girl. Ho, 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 ho. Hello? Gigantic Sprite. That is an insane pickup for my Masochist deck specifically. What? So now I have not only Elf and Carrot in the main deck, I've got Gigantic Sprite, so I can take any 2 level 2 monsters, turn it into Sprite Carrot or Hyperia that I have in the deck, link off an Elf or use Elf for this thing's summon to make it 3,200. Wow. I am in shock. That is amazing. Also, turns any link to into Xyz material. Insane. Absolutely insane. Orcus Nightmare, also a good card. Alien Warrior. Green Turtle Summoner. Gen X Blast Fan. Xyz Simon the Great Moral Leader. And last card, Cactus Bouncer. Okay. If I get on plants, that is a Floodgate. Also not bad, but holy crap, Gigantic Sprite. I guess I need to lab with this. See if there's anything I should be doing other than just throwing it into the extra deck. But that is a crazy card to end on, I think. Not a terribly eventful episode gameplay-wise, just a lot of people logging off. But man, Gigantic Sprite is huge. Well, anyway, all that being said, thanks so much for joining me on this sort of like shorter episode, I think. If you want to keep following along, obviously subscribe. Other than that, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.